have proven yourself worthy. Take these and access your full potential.
Hello everybody and welcome, I'm Comodin Cam, and today we're going to be showcasing all of the Transformers characters that are going to be in Transformers 1. Now we don't know every single character that's going to be in this film, and some are still speculative what we saw in the trailer, but what we know for a fact I will be confirming. Now the Autobot and Decepticon faction won't exist until the end of the film, but from what we know with their history, I'll still list them as Autobots and Decepticons. First up of course is Orion Pax, who will eventually become Optimus Prime in the film. And for the first time in the movies, he will not be voiced by Peter Cullen, but instead Chris Hemsworth. I've got a feeling though that Peter Cullen will still cameo in the film. Perhaps he will later on voice Optimus Prime, or maybe he'll provide opening narration. We'll just have to find out. Next up is D16, who will later become Megatron. This time he's voiced by Tyree Henry. And personally, for me, I think he does a really good job as Megatron. Of course, some people will need to hear more of him, but I think he captures the youthful Megatron very well. Next up is Elita 1, voiced by Scarlett Johansson, who I think will do a really good job as Elita 1. I'm glad that we've got her instead of RC. It could have been very easy for them to have RC because she's more popular than Elita 1, but I'm glad they're staying true to both the original G1 cartoon and in general giving Elita 1 more love and screen time that she deserves. Next up we have B127, also known as Bumblebee. He'll be voiced by Keegan-Michael Key, who I also think will do a really good job, and I think he captures the at least Transformers animated vibes of Bumblebee very well. Now B127 is of course a reference to his name in the Bumblebee movie, but this film has been confirmed it's not a prequel, it's a standalone movie, not connected to the live action films. Next up we have Alpha Trion, voiced by Laurence Fishburne, who is one of my favourite actors of all time, so I'm glad that he's going to be Alpha Trion. Alpha Trion is not going to be quite the same as previous incarnations. He transforms into a ferocious unicorn lion looking thing. This isn't the first time he's transformed into a lion, of course the first time was in Titan's Return. Next up is Sentinel Prime, voiced by John Hamm, who we saw getting tied up in the trailer by a Quintesson. Now for those who need a confirmation, we got recent toys of Transformers 1 figures, we got the Battle Masters, and it was listed as Sentinel Prime. Now let's talk about some Transformers that will later become Decepticons, and first up we have Starscream, who is rumoured to be voiced by Steve Buscemi, as we saw him listed in the credits of the trailer, and honestly, I'm alright with that. Of course, the last time we heard Steve Buscemi was in Transformers The Last Night as Day Trader. I have no doubt he's familiar with the Starscream character and has been educated on previous incarnations, so I still think we're going to get a killer voice for Starscream. And here's hoping the same goes for Soundwave, who appears right next to Starscream. I hope that Frank Welker reprises his role, and if he doesn't, maybe we'll get John Bailey like he voiced him in the Bumblebee movie, because that voice in the B movie was pretty cool. John Bailey also voiced Shockwave in the Bumblebee movie, so here's hoping as well that maybe Shockwave will either be voiced by the original actor Corey Burton, or John Bailey as well. Heck, maybe even David Sobolev, who voiced him in Transformers Prime, will reprise his role. I just think it's just so cool that we're getting all of the iconic Decepticons together. Speaking of Transformers Prime, we also have Arachnid from that show appearing in this film. Now this wasn't hard to guess this was Arachnid, just based on her design very much resembling how she did in Transformers Prime, but the Transformers 1 cog changes also confirmed it with the packaging. And she looks really cool. I'm glad a badass character from Prime is making an appearance. Now the next set of characters we also spotted in the trailer aren't 100% confirmed, it's just pure speculation. First up, we have potentially Darkwing, who threw Orion Pax and D16 in the slums of Cybertron. Now the main reason why people think this is Darkwing is basically due to his design very much resembling how he did in Generation 1. Now towards the very end of the trailer we get so many Seeker designs spotted. We have Skywarp, Thundercracker, Novastorm, Redwing, Dirge, and possibly Slipstream. We get so many colour variations of the Seekers, you know, we get multiple versions of the same colour. Whether or not Skywarp or Thundercracker will be named at all and will actually have personalities, we'll just have to wait and see. Because you can see whether that very much resembles Dirge, and hey, I'm all here for Dirge. Give Dirge more love. Now the Quintessons will be appearing in this movie, and we have a version of a Quintesson right here that holds up Sentinel Prime. Whether or not this is a judge, we'll just have to wait and see. I don't think it is. I think it's basically one of its subordinates. I bet the judges will appear with their iconic multiple faces. So we'll just have to wait and see, but we do have what appears to be Sharkticons. Not quite sure yet, but still regardless, I hope that they are confirmed to be Sharkticons. Now, surrounding Sentinel Prime appears to be the Vehicons from Optimus Prime. Their design is very much on the nose. We have multiple versions of them as well. We have the gold version, which I guess it's his personal sort of bodyguard, his elite force. Whether or not they'll be named the Elite Guard, we'll just have to wait and see. But heck, if at some point in this movie they actually address one specific Vehicon as Steve, I think I'll lose my mind. Now, at some point in the film, our characters will stumble into a cave that leads them to Alpha Trion, and from what we can tell, there's a lot of dead bodies surrounding this cave, which could be the 13 original Primes. What gives this away is D16 looking over what appears to be the Fallen, his idol that he has tattooed on his arm, but also in the cave, we have what appears to be Onyx Prime, just purely based on the design silhouette. Apparently Solus Prime, Quintus Prime, Alchemist Prime have also been spotted, but we will have the 13 Primes all dead apparently in this cave. How they died and how they ended up there, we'll just have to wait and see. Now, very early in the trailer, we have Orion Pax, D16 and B127 looking over a group of factory bots, and this has caused a lot of speculation among fans on who these characters are. Now, I wouldn't straight off the bat confirm any of these characters because, well, we'll just need a close-up and official confirmation, but we can roughly make out 3 characters, a good idea of who they are meant to be, and as I mentioned before, the Transformers 1 toys were officially revealed, and we have one of them being Wheeljack, who very much resembles how he did in Generation 1, so finally, we're getting that iconic Wheeljack face design. It won't be just in the B movie, we're getting it a second time as well. I've got a feeling that this character that people are speculating to be Jazz might actually be Wheeljack, but we don't know for sure because the image is not that clear. Now, I know what Transformers fans can be like. They'll jump on the bandwagon and get so excited and just start throwing names at a screen, and I get that, I get the hype, but I still think we have to manage our expectations and still be a bit open to speculation. But I do agree with the idea that this is potentially Brawn, and also this potentially being Hound. Now, as for the rest, we've got suggestions that this might be Firestar, or it might be Sideswipe, and this might be Moonracer. There's a lot of ideas floating around as well that this might be Sunstreaker. But regardless, we don't know 100% for sure, so I guess we still have to keep an open mind until we get a close-up of these characters that will officially confirm it by their face and even in the credits in the film. And the same goes for the characters that appeared at the end of the trailer, the ones that Bumblebee scared to death. You know, we got one female-looking Transformer and then 2 other male Transformers. It's unclear, a lot of saying Jazz, but it just doesn't look like Jazz to me. But they are very plain looking, we can't really tell who they are based on their designs, which I'm quite surprised by, to be honest. But considering this film is set on Cybertron, expect a lot of generic looking Transformers that are pretty identical to each other. And there we have it, guys, that's what we can confirm and speculate so far with the Transformers 1 trailer. Expect trailer 2 to give us more characters and hopefully confirm some that we've seen in this trailer. But yeah, guys, such a massive trailer, so much to break down, so much to speculate. Of course, share me your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, be sure to like, comment and subscribe and click that notification bell because I'm going to be covering a lot of Transformers 1 news, like I have already. If you haven't, check out my breakdown or reasoning as to why Optimus Prime and Megatron fall out, what is the big reason for it all, who causes it, what causes it, etc. I also did a trailer breakdown uncovering all Easter eggs and details you might have missed. Now, if you want to know my in-depth thoughts about the Transformers robot designs, be sure to check out my recent video where I do a deep dive on that. I also do a lot of Transformers videos where I rank every single design of a certain character, Autobot, Decepticon, etc. So if you haven't already, if you're new to this channel, be sure to check them out as well. And yeah, there we have it, guys. We're suspected to be getting a Transformers 1 trailer in the next few months, so we're getting a lot of reveals at the minute when it comes to the toy line, so if you don't want to be spoiled at all, I'd recommend avoiding all news about the toy line. But yeah, I'm hyped for this film, I'm looking forward to it, I can't wait to find out who else is going to be in this film. Until next time, guys, I've been Comodin Cam, and goodbye.